I believe in Nigeria. I believe in the country Nigeria. I believe in what the country can do for all of us. I believe that Nigeria can be better. I believe it can work for the mighty. It can work for the less privileged. It can work for the rich. It can work for that person in the village. I believe in what we can achieve when we come together, especially the power of the youth. I believe in Nigeria. But what can belief do? With all these I've said that I believe in, how do we achieve that for our country? Yesterday was International Youth Day. The day is set aside by the United Nations to recognize issues, economic issues, legal issues surrounding youth. And I thought to myself yesterday, we all gathered, youth in Nigeria, different sectors all came together to talk about issues bothering the youth in Nigeria. So a question was raised. How do we achieve the Nigeria of our dream? People answered. A lot of issues came up. But one thing was between the government and the youth. How do we close this gap? There's a question that we need to answer. We all know how to talk about problems. We all know my range of problems for that country. But how do we solve this issue? You understand the reward system, the patronage and clientelism in governance, where we have people being rewarded for being a loyal friends. But is that going to lead us to the Nigeria I just talked about? Two things we need to do. Number one, increase civic education. We have a very terrible illiteracy level in Nigeria. Illiteracy level that is only defined as the ability to read and write in any language in addition to our local language. That is not solving the issue in our country at the moment. We need to let the people know that governance or government that we want is the one that we need to sacrifice for. Civic education teach people that you don't need to collect 100 naira for you to vote. Yes, it will pay for your hunger for today. Civic education will teach us that we don't need to sacrifice tomorrow's abundance for today's temporary satisfaction. It will teach people sacrifice. So you know that someone is bringing penny, but you are sure that that person cannot guarantee, cannot deliver the Nigeria we clamor for, that can work for me and you, that can work for you and me. So when you make that decision, let it be the decision you are making for your child, for the future generation. So everybody needs to have that consciousness that will deliver the Nigeria we want. It has to do with you and me making sacrifice. And that sacrifice will be that you take participation in politics as your responsibility. To deliver the Nigeria we want is not a day job. It is not an instant job. It's a responsibility for you to make for your children. You might not be alive to see Nigeria we're talking about, but we are so sure that a day will come. The posterity, we know that the Nigeria they will be enjoying at that point is the one their forefathers fought for. Just like our anthem once said, the labors of our heroes past will not be in vain. From there, what else do we do? I mentioned two things. I said, number one is for you to take participation in politics as your responsibility. Apart from that, the second thing you need to do is to carry the message on your head anywhere you go to sensitize the people. Take it upon yourself that you educate people on governance processes, things that should be the privileges of the people in the community. How do they engage the government? That should be what you should also be doing. So you participate and you pick it as a message for yourself to go and tell others that they need to be part of the governance. They need to do what it is for the democracy of our country to thrive, for me, for you, for the future generation. I'll leave you for now. I'll see you in the next episode.